Hi Flosstube, Birdstitcher, Colorado here, Betsy Kleger, coming to you from the beautiful outdoor setting from my back deck. Today is Saturday, August the 11th. I'm going to try not to squint. It's really not that sunny the way I'm facing, but anyway, it's just beautiful outside. There's a nice breeze. You can hear the birds singing. Hopefully, I moved up a little closer so that you'd be able to hear me because our air conditioner out here keeps going on and off. It's been 3 weeks since I recorded a Flosstube because I had been waiting for a time when my husband would not be home, and that never happened. He's inside right now. He's looking at me from inside our breakfast nook. So we'll make do. It's beautiful out here. We have a nice little shaded area, and then when the sun comes up this way on the west side, or it comes over from the east to the west because we face west, we have some sunshades. I'm going to try and give you an idea. I don't know if the sun glare is too much. You can see my bird feeder out there, and we have a beautiful view of the mountains. It's a little bit blocked by the foliage, but our neighborhood's 21 years old, so our trees are really nice and big, but the downside is we don't see the mountains from our first floor like we used to. But what are you gonna do? The trees are beautiful. I want to thank everybody who has reached out to me, mentioned my Flosstube on their Flosstube or on Instagram or Facebook. It's just been wonderful. I'm having the best time sharing my cross-stitch projects with you and seeing what you're working on. Everybody out there, of course, we're enabling each other. I guess that's what we're supposed to do, right? Okay, I have to start with 2 pieces of really, really good news. Number 1, I got into StitchCon. I put my name on the waiting list after the first StitchCon. I never thought in a million years I would get in. So we've all connected in the Facebook group. If you are signed up to go for StitchCon and you've paid your invoice, please join the Facebook group that Steph and Pam have set up. And I also want to tell everybody who's on the waiting list, don't give up. You may get an invoice surprising you in your inbox. So it's going to be fun. Second piece of good news from this week. I won Julie at Gulf Coast Stitcher her Flosstube, and as you all know, she has a store, Gulf Coast Stitching. I think it's gulfcoaststitching.com. She's everywhere on the interwebs. You can find her. Julie is her name, and she's a doll. Not only she gave me a shout out on her podcast, but I won her 2,000 member giveaway. I was at work on Monday, and I saw the message on, I think it was the YouTube message came up on my phone, and I was about to take my lunch break, and I saw it, and I texted my husband. I even sent him the link to Julie's Flosstube so he could watch the beginning of Julie announcing the prize and mentioning my Flosstube. I think it's the first and only Flosstube he's ever seen. I was so tickled. It made my day. It made my week. It's probably going to make my whole month. But Julie, I don't know what to say. I'm just so excited, and I'll be mentioning Julie again later when I get to haul and stitch-alongs, because I have fallen down the stitch-along rabbit hole, I guess, like we all have. Anyway, so pretty exciting. And that's about it. So I'm going to start by showing you my finished objects. I have 2. I don't have anything that's fully finished. I still have to go to the framer, but anyway, my finished objects. I have a table this time, so I don't have to lean over like last video when I kept leaning over to the floor. I have a table out here. Here's the right side up. This is Heartstring Samplery. I showed it as a whip, so if you watched my other episodes, you've seen it. But I finished it. And it is called Coffee Bean Sampler. And I use DMC 28 count Jobelin. Oh, it's blowing. I think it's beautiful. And that's Heartstring Samplery. I think I said that. Beth Twist. My second finished object is by Little House Needleworks. Dear Diary, Julia Flynn, 1898. I don't know if you could hear me when I was turning away. Dear Diary, Julia Flynn, 1898. Little House Needleworks. Isn't that cute? This is also done with the DMC's 28 count Jobelin in a dusty green. Dusty green is the color. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love sheep. I'm a knitter. And I love sheep. What's not to love? All right. So, new starts. I had the Blackbird Design Loose Feather series for the birds. Loose Feather series, there's several from Blackbird Design, and this sub-series of Loose Feathers is called Feed the Birds. And I started number 5, which is called Sing a Song of Seasons. There are 9 total, and there are 8 that are out. The 8th one just came out yesterday, August 10th. So I don't know when the 9th one is going to come out, but and I'll mention this in haul, some of the ones that I got, and I have some that are in order, that are on order with my local needlework store. But I started number 5. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? And here is what I have been working on. Move my little sheep needle minder. Isn't that pretty? And this one I am using the called for overdyed flosses, not DMC. I think it's Weeks Dye Works and I don't know, but it's the called for threads, not DMC. And I'm doing 1 thread over 2 on 36 count linen. The color is Wren by Picture This Plus. Oh, it really has been going by rather quickly, so, and I am aiming to do the whole series, all 9, eventually. Okay, then August 1, the Snooty Parrots Stitch Along started with Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Hi, Julie. We started. Kindred Stitcher is also stitching this with us, and I'm sorry I can't remember who else, but if you're doing this stitch along, it's hashtag Snooty Parrots Sal. I'll put the information below in the description box, and I don't know how to link yet, but I'm going to put the hashtags, and I'm also going to list Flosstubers that I've been watching. I'll put in the ones that I'm mentioning, but there also may be Flosstubers that I forget to mention that I will put in the description box. I don't know if I'll be able to link them, but I will list them for you. Okay, Snooty Parrots by Barbara Anna Designs. This was a total impulse. I saw Julie of Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World post that she wanted to stitch this and do a stitch along, and I got on 1-2-3 Stitch, ordered it. It was here in like 2 days. And I started that August 1st. And it is on 40 count. This is the first time I've ever done 40 count. I need a magnifier and my reader glasses. So it's on Mallow Linen is what it's called. I don't know the company. I'll show you the tag. I really like it. It's really nice and sturdy. This is the tag for it. It's 40 count, 1 thread over 2. That's what I've got. So that's a lot of fun. And I'm using the called for flosses on that. And those are pretty much the only things I've been working on. I know that I had said I wanted to work on heartstring samplery, Philip Foster Farm, and I just haven't worked on it, or the blue, Purple Martin Apiary by Kitten Stitcher. I haven't really worked on that much either, and I think it's because I got addicted to the Blackbird Design loose feathers for the birds, Sing a Song of Seasons. It was just addicting. And then the Snooty Parrots Sal started, and so I'm not going to apologize though. I mean, we work on what we want to work on, right? It's not that I don't love my other projects, I do, but you know, we just work on what we like to work on at the time. No guilt, no apologies. So I'm not going to show those other ones, but hopefully I'll be giving them some love in the next week or so. All right. Now, the 'Tis the Season Stitch Along. It's got a cardinal, right? I'm Birdstitcher, love cardinals, love all kinds of birds, but I don't celebrate Christmas. And I just thought, oh, okay, I've seen the Home for the Holidays book. It's beautiful patterns, all Christmas. I'm not gonna be stitching a bunch of Christmas stuff unless maybe for gifts, but the 'Tis the Season is just too beautiful. I'm not gonna spend all that time stitching and give it away. So I thought, well, I'm not gonna join it. But then I'm watching Flosstubers who are doing the stitch along. Everybody, I mean, I could go through the names of everybody. Lynette from Homesteading on the Home Front. Lynette started the stitch along, and there's a Facebook group for it. So I guess you know where I'm going with this. Even though I don't celebrate Christmas, I have to stitch the cardinal. I'm just gonna put another saying in that could be used for all year round, right? So I fell down the rabbit hole, and I ordered the book from Julie at Gulf Coast Stitching. The stitch along starts on September 1st. Here's the book. I can just make these patterns for all year round, right? Doesn't have to be solely for Christmas. And this, of course, is the pattern. Oh, I can't show that because it's got, oh, here we go. No, that's, here, I could do this. Isn't that pretty? This is the French. I could do the French. Or I could do, you know, something, a quote about a cardinal, right? I could leave it blank. So, and I got the flosses from Victorian Motto. They just came. This is my first order from Victorian Motto. Nancy, I don't know Nancy's last name, but everybody's been posting their Instagram. I don't know if you can hear my neighbors talking to their dog. Isn't that pretty? I'm just looking in the house to see if my husband's making faces at me. No, he's going upstairs. Aren't those beautiful? Oh, they're so soft. My fabric that I ordered is coming in from 123 Stitch. I can't remember what I ordered, but it's not the called for, but it's a 40 count, I believe. No, I lied. It's a 36 count, so it's going to be a little smaller than, because I think this is on a 32 count. Okay, so that starts September 1st. And there is, let's see. I said last time that I was going to do a giveaway for the Feed the Birds. This is the stitching I did on the first video, the introduction, that I did in 1997, and I couldn't find the pattern, and several people on Instagram and I think maybe on the YouTube channel tracked it down for me. I bought it on eBay, and I'm going to do a giveaway, and I've already done the random number generator. Everybody here commented. I had 23 people tell me their favorite birds, and I'll just read you some of them because I thought they were, I looked some of them up actually. Scissor tail flycatcher. That's Betty Yulon. That's her favorite bird. Michelle Bendy. She said she liked chickadees because she watched them with her grandpa. A lot of people put cardinals. Jenny Wren. Carrie and Stitches liked Jenny Wren. So we have sparrows. Eastern bluebird. Nicole B liked a eastern bluebird. Stitcherella said purple martin. So I've looked some of these up that I hadn't seen before, but I would say a lot of people put cardinals, which, as you know, they are absolutely beautiful. But I did the random number generator, and number 8, who is the 8th person that what I did was I put a list of 1 through 23, and then I went through the comments and I put a name for each number. And number 8 is Nancy Fisher, and her favorite bird is the sparrow. So Nancy Fisher, congratulations. Send me your information. You can do it on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I'm Birdstitcher on Instagram. I think maybe Birdstitcher Colorado. You can send me a message with your mailing address and I will put this in the mail to you. Congratulations. I'll also put a comment on your YouTube comment from last video so that hopefully you'll see it and I can send this to you. I hope you enjoy stitching it as much as I did. The other thing I talked about was that my husband doesn't like clutter and stuff, and of course being a serial crafter, that's anathema to my being. So, but I'm trying to respect him, and so when I finish a pattern, I would like to pass the stash to somebody who would enjoy stitching it. And the last 2 patterns that I finished, Dear Diary, and Coffee Bean Samplery, I'm going to pass the stash. And what I'll do is random number generator and leave a comment below. You have to be 18 or older. Don't put giveaway. And just tell me which one you would like to stitch. Sheep or coffee. Say, I would like to stitch coffee, or I would like to stitch sheep. And put your comment below, and I will do the random number generator and pick names for the people who will get these charts. Guess I'll hold that up. So, I would like to, maybe if I finish the blackbird design by next time I record, that one will be ready to be passed. So I'm doing this with all my patterns because once I stitch it, I don't need to have it anymore. The stitching is what I like to have. So that's just my thing. Oh, I did have to lean over to get my glasses that I dropped. Okay. let's get into haul. Oh, I like to purloin ideas from other podcasters. So, if you haven't watched Snug Harbor Crafts yet, Deb and Keph, you need to pause this video, go watch them, and then come back and watch the rest of this video, because Deb and Keph are so funny. Deb is just, I don't know. I wish I had her as my mom. I mean, she's about my age, so I wish I had her as my sister, my best friend, my next door neighbor. She's a hoot. And Keph is just gorgeous and funny. They're just so much fun to watch. Anyway, the point is, Keph has beauty tips. So I thought, I'm not going to do it every week or every Flosstube, because I don't wear a lot of makeup usually. I mean, if I do, I put a little mascara, and I do the eyebrows, like Keph said. I use the same stuff she does, although I didn't put anything on this morning. But anyway, I do have a beauty tip that I want to share. Now, I'm going to get up close and personal with you, and I'm going to look up in the sky. I don't know if you could see. This is going to be really weird if this is the screenshot, but those are my eyelashes. I don't have any mascara on, and I don't know if you could see. It's going to look so stupid. But I have really long eyelashes. When I put mascara on, sometimes they go all the way up to my eyebrow, and then I have to stop using this stuff. But this is why I have eyelashes like I do at the age of 56. Babe Lash. I don't know. I get this on Amazon. It's not cheap, but it lasts about 3 months. What you do is when you first start using it, you use it every day, every night. When you go to bed, you just brush it. Here, I'll show you the brush. See that? You just put it right on the top here, one stroke on each eyelash. You do that until you get the eyelashes you want, and then after that you use it like every 3 nights, you know, every couple nights, whatever you want to do. If they start getting really long, then you know, you pull back on it. I had a friend, my friend Debbie, used it, and she had one of her eyelashes went like all the way up to her eyebrow. It looked really freaky. I don't know if she trimmed it or not, but anyway, so she stopped using it for a while and it went back to normal. But this stuff is awesome. It's about $60 for a tube like this, but this will last me about 3 months. So, I don't know. It's worth it because I can just use an eyelash curler and go and not even use mascara. So, that's called Babe Lash. I don't know if you could see that. If I figure out links, I can put the Amazon link for it. Highly recommend. And I'm not a paid sponsor person. Oh, my hair salon carries it. So you may be able to find it at your local beauty salon. They don't have it at Sephora or Ulta or anything like that. Amazon does have it, and maybe your local hair supply or a hairdresser place. I think if your hairdresser, you know, has a beauty license to get products, I think he or she can get it for you. But anyway, highly recommend. I've been using it for about 5 years now. No side effects. I mean, it doesn't, some people, you know, might have a side effect, like it might make your eyes sensitive. I've had nothing like that. So highly recommend. That's Betsy's beauty tip for the day, probably for the month or the year. Okay, let's talk about haul. Well, I showed you the flosses I got for 'Tis the Season from Nancy at Victorian Motto. I think I was in the 3rd dye lot because I jumped on it late, but she's awesome, and she is a dyeing fiend. Okay, so I got Home for the Holidays from Julie. I ordered it, I got it like 3 days later. I mean, it's crazy. That woman is amazing. And I also got something else from Julie, because that's what you do. Blackbird Designs. It's called Rosy Morning. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, this is another series. I'm not going to fall down this rabbit hole. Famous last words. Oh, now my neighbor's mowing their lawn. I hope you can hear me. I'm just getting close to my phone. Loose Feathers, I can't say this, ABECEDARIAN series. So it's another series by Blackbird Design. That's where they get ya. They get ya with a series. Isn't that gorgeous? So I got that from Julie. And I placed an order with 123 Stitch when I got the Snooty Parrots. Or maybe it was a separate one. I don't know. Who was it who was saying? I was watching somebody the other day and they said, it's so, I think it was Penny at Crafty Onecent. We don't remember what we order or where we order it from. Ah, I actually lied. These came from my local needlework store. That's it. I went to the Stitchin. In Denver, a stitching shop is my local needlework store. We have a Stitchin once a month on the last Sunday of the month. And I went and I met some really great stitchers. Christine, hi Christine. She is Calico Whimsy on Flosstube. She is so adorable. She loves to stitch birds and she loves birds as much as I do. So go check her out. And I saw again Melissa K, who is fallen down the diamond painting rabbit hole. She brought her painting to show us at the stitching. It was really, really interesting. And Jen and another Jen. So it was a lot of fun. So of course when I'm there, you know, you have to look and see what the store has. And so I fell down and bought some charts. I didn't do any of the threads yet because I have enough on my plate that I want to get to that I'm not going to get to these anytime soon. But I got this. This was actually on order. Christine, who's the owner of a stitching shop, had ordered this. And this is Coffee Quaker from Heartstring Samplery. It says, first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. That'll go nicely with my coffee bean sampler. I don't know, maybe I'll put them up in my kitchen or my office, I don't know. And then Farmhouse Christmas. I wanted this because of the sheep. So yeah, I can alter it. It doesn't have to be just for Christmas, right? And I thought this was really cute. This is from Brenda Gervais. It's called, oh, it's French, so I'm not going to say it right. Exemplaire petit, which I think means small samplers. And that's what they are. They're little tiny samplers that you can stitch up. I just think they're adorable, and I have some little frames, and oh, I've got to get to FFO things. Well, first I got to stitch it, but I thought that'd be really easy to finish. Just put it in a frame on a sticky board. Then I saw that they had the Blackbird Design Loose Feathers for the Bird series. So I got number 1 in the series. It's Spring Fever. And I got number 6, Pleasure of the Fleeting Year. Aren't these colors gorgeous? I'm going to frame them each individually. I'm not going to do a whole big piece. It's going to be one at a time. And then number 7, Hear the Crickets Sing. Oh, I love that bird. And then I have on order the number 8, number 2, 3, and 4. Christina at a stitching shop is going to order those for me. Now, the other danger when you go to a needlework store is you see the models on the wall. If you don't want to spend any money on new charts, new projects, do not look at the walls in a local needlework store. Just don't look. Just go in with your blinders on, buy what you need to buy, and get out. because this is how they get you. I saw this on the wall. Ah, Rebecca, Kathy Barrick. Oh, is that cute? We have bunnies. I know a lot of people don't like bunnies in their yard because they garden, and I understand that. I'm not a gardener. Someone told me once, gardening is like outdoor housework. I don't think it, I can see the therapeutic benefits of gardening and the pride in growing. One of my best friends, Amy, is a great gardener, and she has beautiful, beautiful bushes and flowers, and I really admire her. So I'm not going to say that, put it down as a hobby. It's just not something that I'm good at or really take to. So that being said, I don't mind the bunnies in my yard because I don't have anything that they're going to destroy, and they're cute and they're little babies, and there's like a million of them. So when I saw this, I have to stitch a bunny. And then I was enabled, because when you go to a Stitchin and you're sitting with other stitchers and they go and they look around and they bring things to the table and show you what they're getting. Yeah. Anne Boleyn. I just finished an audiobook on Queen Victoria, biography of Queen Victoria. Awesome. And my husband and I are going to Great Britain and Scotland and Paris in September for 3 weeks. I'll talk about that more on the next video. But anyway, I'm really into the royal stuff. So Alicia, one of the stitchers there, brought this table because she was going to get it. I'm like, ugh, why'd you do that? She goes, well, they have another one. Of course they do. And who doesn't love Jane Eyre? Because this was next to Anne Boleyn. Then my stitching friend Shelley. Shelley is a huge enabler, and she knows I'm a coffee addict. And I think Kathy of To Dye House fame showed this chart, and when she showed it, I'm like, that looks familiar. I didn't remember that I had gotten it. My big toe. Let there be caffeine on earth and let it begin with me. Shelley brought this over to me, said, you've got to get it. You can also do let there be wine on earth and let it begin with me. And I thought I'd stitch that for my friend. I have several friends who love wine. I'm not a wine drinker. I'm not a drinker. Just coffee. Coffee and water. Isn't that cute? So Kathy in New Jersey, To Dye House, let's stitch this together. Maybe in preparation for StitchCon, because Kathy is going to StitchCon. So is Diana of Dee's Delights. Hi, Diana. The Jersey girls. We're gonna be there. Whoa, whoa. That's it for a haul. I think that's enough. Thank you so much for taking time. I still feel like I'm squinting. Well, what you see is what you get, right? Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Oh, that's the other thing for the giveaways. You have to subscribe to my channel in order to be eligible to get the charts that I'm going to pass the stash on. So please subscribe, hit the little bell for a notification so you'll know when I have a video posted, and follow me on Instagram at Birdstitcher. I'll put my Instagram handle below because I can't remember. I'm Birdstitcher Colorado somewhere. It's either Instagram or YouTube or Birdstitcher. I can't remember because I can't. So that's it. I have really been enjoying watching Flosstube lately. I'm going to go this afternoon when I'm loading this up. I'm going to try and catch up on some others that I haven't watched yet for this week. Jennifer Upton has one that I want to watch. The Addicted Sisters. I need to watch your last week's episode. Jan Hicks. I think I'm caught up on you, Jan, and you're traveling right now. But Jan Hicks Creates. Julie at Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. I am caught up on yours. There's so many great Flosstubers. Oh, Socks from Mom. Kathy? I'm sorry, I think your name is Kathy or Becky. I don't know why I can't remember that and I didn't write it down. But anyway, Socks for Mum, M-U-M. Gotta catch her. And let's all get excited for StitchCon. For those of you who are have paid your invoice and those on the waiting list, we are keeping our fingers crossed for you that you'll get to come. And have a great week, 2 weeks. We'll see when I record again. But thanks again and happy stitching.